Hey guys, Game Prime here, and today I'm bringing you my predictions for today's Nintendo Direct. Usually I would do these, or usually I do them with my friends on our multiplayer channel, but it's a little too late for that, and things came up, so here I am doing it on my own, but that's okay. But yeah, we're just gonna break it down like I usually do. My three uh, my three portions that I usually put in these prediction videos: likely, semi-likely, and not likely. Alright, I'm just going to start with the likely category, and I'm going to start with a big one. I think it's finally time that we get some Earthbound news. Now, whether that means the impossible will happen and we'll get Mother 3 or Earthbound endings or whatever name they're going to give the localization, I don't know. But if anything, I think that they'll get a little trailer for Earthbound Beginnings and Earthbound coming to the NES and SNES online service. So that's my first pretty, big prediction. I think it's going to happen, and especially in the last, couple hours, a lot of people have been talking about Earthbound and Mother, and there's some reports that come out that said that something's happening on top of the servers, or not the servers, but the applications are scheduled for maintenance. So that usually means that, a game's going to be added soon. So we'll see what happens there. Hopefully, we get both of them, because those are games that, a lot of people can't access unless they have something like the Super Nintendo Classic, or they get it on their Wii U, stuff like that. Plus, it'd be, nice to be able to play it wherever you want. And if it is Mother 3, and if they are doing something with it finally, then that just speaks for itself. It's been a long time coming, so I really hope that happens. Another game that they could be adding to the SNES Online service is Mario RPG. That's another game we haven't had on the service yet. That's like one of the big ones next to Earthbound and Chrono Trigger that we're missing. But I think it's most likely that they'll show Earthbound over Mario RPG, actually. Next up, I have Mario and Rabbids. Hopefully, we could get a new trailer, maybe a release window, release date. My estimate will probably be around the same time the first one released back in 2017, which was August. So I feel like we'll get, a similar release window for that. We'll probably get a final Kirby trailer, and then I actually think that there will be a demo for Kirby out on the eShop immediately after the Direct. So hopefully they do that. That would be really cool to, get to play a brand new Kirby game for the first time tomorrow instead of in a month and 15 days from now. My next two likely predictions, I think, are the most likely things to happen. At least one of them, at least. The being Fire Emblem and Xenoblade. I'm not a big fan of either series, but I know that Intelligent Systems is working on another Fire Emblem game that's just been, the rumors for a while. I feel like they'll show it tomorrow, whether it's a remake or whether it's a brand new game. Three Houses came out 3 years ago now, so that team has to be doing something. Xenoblade, Monolith, everybody knows that Monolith's working on a new game. Hopefully, they show it tomorrow. Like I said, I'm not a big Xenoblade fan. I still have yet to play any of the games I own. I own the remaster of, or the definitive edition of Xenoblade 1, and then I managed to pick up a physical copy of the Torna expansion for Xenoblade 2. So it's a series that I want to get into eventually, and I have some games in my collection already ready to go for it, but I'm not sure if that's going to be something I start soon or not, but I think Xenoblade 3 will be there in some fashion. Donkey Kong has been rumored for a while that they're doing like a 3D or a 2D game made by the Odyssey team, possibly. I really hope that's there tomorrow. It was absent from the September Direct when I thought, they would finally show something DK related. It's going on 8 years since the last Donkey Kong Country game. Alright, I think Splatoon is almost a lock for this Direct. I predict a summer release date just like Splatoon 2, or they could even push it up to May and springtime like they did for the first game, but I'm leaning more towards summer. I think we'll get an update on some more 64 games coming to the 64 expansion pass or expansion pack service. I don't know what games they'll announce because I know that we still have a handful of games that they announced initially when they announced the service. So I think we have Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards coming. I think there's Pokemon Snap. Let me see. Alright, so this month, obviously, they announced Zelda Majora's Mask is coming out. And then there's F-Zero X, Kirby 64, Mario Golf, and Pokemon Snap. So that leads us, let's see, March, April, May, June. So that leads us until June. There is a chance that they won't show any of the upcoming games after this, but I think the way they've been treating this, at least we'll get maybe up to September. If they do show some here, hopefully we'll get some big hitters like Banjo-Tooie, Diddy Kong Racing, Perfect Dark. I know I'm naming all Rare games here, but it's honestly, everything I want. I want Perfect Dark. I want Diddy Kong Racing. I think that there is a big chance that we're going to see the return of GoldenEye 007 in this Direct, but it's not going to be a part of the 64 online service. It's just going to be a separate game itself. Maybe you'll get it for free from the expansion pack, but it will be the long forgotten and long lost GoldenEye 007 HD remaster that Xbox tried to do all those years ago, but had to get canceled and put on the shelf because of licensing issues. But on New Year's Eve, people found that there are live Xbox achievements, or Xbox Live achievements. What I mean is they're live. You could see them on, like, achievement pages, and Rare developers are playing a working version of GoldenEye 007 with achievements. So I think it's going to be announced tomorrow at the Direct that GoldenEye 007 will not only just return home to the Switch, but it'll also release on Xbox 2 with crossplay. Hopefully. But those, as far as like Rare games coming back, those are, some of my hopes. I don't think we'll get anything Banjo related. Banjo just came out on the Switch. If we're going to get anything, it's going to be Banjo and Diddy Kong Racing or Banjo-Tooie, but it might even be too early for Tooie. I think that they'll do a little small thing on the Kingdom Hearts cloud versions that are unfortunately coming out. I think tomorrow. It might be this week. I forgot what date they put on it. Nor do I really care because those versions are awful. If you're planning on buying them, what's wrong with you? I don't have any idea why anybody would want to experience Kingdom Hearts through a cloud server when there are so many other options now to play these games. It's on practically everything natively, aside from the Nintendo Switch. My hope and my dream is that they come out and be like, hey, listen, we messed up. We know you don't want the cloud versions, but unfortunately for Kingdom Hearts 2.8 and Kingdom Hearts 3, they have to be on cloud, but we are currently working on native versions of 1.5 and 2.5 that will be out at a later date. I hope that's what they say. It, probably won't happen that way, but I do think we'll see the cloud versions of Kingdom Hearts somehow in the Direct. Another Square Enix game that I think will show up is Chocobo GP, which was announced in the last Nintendo Direct. And I think we'll also get a demo for it. I feel like that's going to be a game that they want to do a demo for, so everybody can, go ahead and try it. And keeping on the Square Enix page, I also think Triangle Strategy will get a demo as well, possibly, and a little bit of showtime here since that's coming out soon. I think it's very likely that we'll see something teaser-wise for the Mario movie. It's coming out this year. It's coming out in 10 months. We don't know anything about it except for the voice cast, and that was revealed in the last Direct. So I think this time we're going to get just a small little tease of what the Mario movie might look like or what Chris Pratt will sound like, but I don't think we're going to get a full trailer. I think they're going to announce that the full trailer will premiere this Sunday at the Super Bowl, because Nintendo has that kind of money that they could give to get Super Mario out on a widespread like the Super Bowl. That would be a smart place for them to premiere the trailer for their biggest movie yet, and one of the world's most known characters finally coming to the big screen. I think it's a no-brainer, and I think it's what's going to happen. Going back to Kirby real quick, I think Kirby will also get amiibo support, and they'll either show new amiibos or, the old Kirby set will get reprinted, something along the lines of that. I also think that the Smash amiibos will finally get a release date, and I think it's Min Min, Pyramithra, and Steve that are coming out. I'm not sure if they're doing a Pyramithra 2-pack, or I forget if they showed Pyramithra, but hopefully they also show Sora and confirm that every character will get, every remaining character will get an amiibo. Hopefully they show Sephiroth as well. I think they confirmed the Sephiroth one, but all I'm worried about is the Sora amiibo, because that might be more licensing issues. I think that Persona 4 Arena will be shown, since Persona 4 Arena Ultimax is coming out next month, but it's not up for pre-order yet. And I think the reason it's not up for pre-order yet, like everybody's saying, is because they're doing a combo pack with Persona 4 Golden. Now, Persona 4 Golden is only on the Vita and Steam right now. There's been many rumors that it will come to other consoles soon. Hopefully it gets a physical release alongside, Arena. Hopefully they do a combo pack. You could charge $60 for that. I'm sure people will go ape shit and buy that right up. I know a lot of people love Persona 4 Golden. I'm not a big fan of 4 myself. I'm more 3 and 5. But I'll still pick it up nonetheless if it comes to Switch or PS4. Gonna go to the indie side real quick. I think Omori will get a little trailer and a release date, since they showed that in the last Indie Land show that they did a couple, I think it was a month ago. Yeah, they did that. That Star Wars game that they showed might get a release date. I forgot what it was called. Advance Wars, I think, will get another final trailer. April release date. I'm not a big Advance Wars fan. They could also do a demo for that. I feel like that would be very possible. I heard a lot of people saying that Genshin Impact could finally be shown, since I believe they announced that for Switch a while back, and Switch still doesn't have it yet. And then the one that kind of sparked this whole Direct thing, the Batman Arkham Collection. Now, whether that is Return to Arkham, which is Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, or if it's just a whole collection, with Asylum City, Night, and maybe Origins. I would love, to finally be able to play Origins because it's the only one I haven't played. Those are great games, though. Hopefully, a Switch port will do them right and, perform as well as it could. So it'd be awesome to see those finally come to Switch. And then finally, in my likely category, I think that we will get a little bit of gameplay and maybe a release date for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, something that they showed and announced a couple months ago. It looks like a true return to form, classic 8-bit beat 'em up style TMNT game, and it looks really good. I'm really excited for it. Hopefully we get a little bit of it tomorrow. Now we're going to move into the semi-likely portion. I don't, I have some hope for these games. I don't really know what else could be there aside from, a couple things like Kirby Advance Wars. I really, really, really hope that they show some Breath of the Wild 2. It's been still confirmed from their financial investors meeting last week that it's still on track for 2022. So we might just, see Anuma on screen, be like, hey, we're still hard at work for it. Here's a small clip, and it's going to come out holiday 2022. But in the meantime, this summer, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker HD, ported to the Switch. I think that's pretty likely, semi-likely to happen. Who knows? I also think that it's semi-likely that we'll get Mario Party DLC for Mario Party Superstars. It just came out about 5 months ago, but it might be time for DLC. It depends how much they want to stretch the lifespan of the game out for, and it also depends how many DLC packs they'll do for the game. If they're just going to do one, then they might wait out a little bit longer, but I think if they're going to do multiple DLC packs, they'll announce one tomorrow, they'll announce one, in their June Direct, and then one at the Fall Direct. So you could stretch that for a whole year. Mario Golf Super Rush is done with DLC from what I know, and that didn't even come out a year ago. It got announced just about a year ago at last year's February Direct. Next up, I want this to appear. I don't know if it will. Tukulele. It's hard to say if it's going to pop up. It depends how much of a working relationship Playtonic has with Nintendo. I know Nintendo really cares about their indies, and I don't know if this would show up in an indie showcase, but I would love to see Tukulele get a big spotlight at a Nintendo Direct, because I think that Playtonic's really putting, time and effort into this. I just saw a tweet that they put out a year ago that were like, hey, we're hard at work at things, and we'll have news for you soon. And it it hasn't been soon. It's been a whole year since that tweet. So I'm hoping that it's tomorrow. I don't know if it will be, but I have some hope. Bayonetta 3 is also another semi-likely one. It's weird that Bayonetta 3 and both Bayonetta 3 and Breath of the Wild 2 are confirmed for this year, yet I have no idea if they're going to pop up tomorrow. I think Bayonetta 3 might have a better chance than Breath of the Wild 2, just because Bayonetta 3 might be mid-year. It might be, June, July. They also said that this Direct's going to focus on stuff coming out mostly in the first half of the year, but I think that there will be, a fair amount of stuff coming out later this year, because they always do that. I think it's likely that, or semi-likely, that we'll see something from Metroid Prime, whether that is just the remake that's rumored of Metroid Prime 1 or the Metroid Prime trilogy. I think it'll be here in some fashion. I would love to see them do Wii Sports, and I've been talking about this forever, and a lot of people have actually been saying the same thing. Wii Sports is still a hot game. People still look for it. People still buy it, and it's spiked in price. So I think it's a no-brainer for Nintendo to do a brand new sports game, and you don't even need to have, the Wii in the title. Just flip the W, turn it into M, set Wumbo to Mumbo or whatever, and just put out Wii Sports. I think it'll sell insanely well. It could probably get up there close to Mario Kart 8 as one of their top selling games. There's also been a few rumblings about a 1-2 Switch sequel of some sorts. I don't think it'll be ARMS 2 or anything Ring Fit related. I do hope that it's Wii Sports, because that'll be the highlight of the show for a lot of people, because a lot of people would just love to go and play bowling again with their family. Going back to an indie portion real quick, I think Hollow Knight Silksong could be there. I know a lot of people love Hollow Knight, and a lot of people are really looking forward to Silksong. I've never played Hollow Knight myself, but I know a lot of people are looking forward to it. Tomorrow could be the time. Hopefully it is. I hope, everybody gets what they want. Next thing I have down here, I think this one's actually pretty likely to happen. Tomodachi Life either remastered for Switch or Tomodachi Life 2. It was another, big game on the 3DS that I never got around to playing, but I know a lot of people love. And I think it might just get the Miitopia, Miitopia, release window, because they announced Miitopia for Switch last year at the February Direct. So I think this will just take that, same spot, fill it in April or May. I think it was May it came out. So I think that, is semi-likely to be shown. I think it's also semi-likely that we'll see something for Astral Chain. A lot of people have been talking about Astral Chain lately out of nowhere, and the game came out almost 3 years ago now. That was initially revealed in a February Direct, and I know that Platinum's working on Bayonetta 3, but I'm sure they have more than one team over there. So I feel like, if anything, they'll just go and, announce that they're working on an Astral Chain sequel. I've also seen a few people say that they think Yakuza will finally come to the Switch, and I really hope so. Those games are great, and I think if Ryugo Gatsu Studios puts time and effort into making native ports, not the cloud, native ports, I think it'll be, very good, and more fans will be able to, choose where they play Yakuza, and they'll get a lot of new fans as well. Next thing I have up here, SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake. This got announced just a couple months ago. I think it got announced in September or October, right around the last Nintendo Direct, but it wasn't in that. It was just announced, and then they showed the announced trailer, and it was just all animated and cinematic. So we don't really know what the game's going to look like or play like. It is said that it is a spiritual successor to Battle for Bikini Bottom, which is the greatest SpongeBob game ever made. I really do think that this has a chance of showing up tomorrow. It's, like I said, it's not likely, but it's semi/pretty likely. I also think that there could be more Kirby stuff on the way. They might do a Game & Watch similar to the Zelda and the Mario one. Maybe like Kirby's Dream Land. I don't think they'll put Superstar on there, because Superstar is an SNES game, and no Game & Watch has had a Super Nintendo game on it yet. So I think it'll just be Dreamland and Kirby's Adventure. Those are two safe guesses. Gonna pull this one out of a rabbit's hat real quick. I think Captain Toad Treasure Tracker 2 could be shown tomorrow. It'll just be one of those weird games that just pop out of nowhere, and they're like, here you go. And I think that we actually might get Captain Toad 2 tomorrow. Rare Replay on Switch. I'm actually going to move that to not likely, just because, you know, we got Banjo on Switch Online. I don't think there's, you know, much need for it. If anything, they might announce that Battletoads, you know, a couple Battletoads games will be coming to Switch Online for NES and Super Nintendo, and that's about it. Or maybe even a port of the 20 was it 2020? Yeah, it was 2020 Battletoads. That could also get a port. I'm not really sure. I'm not really, you know, super sure on that one anymore since Banjo came to Switch Online. My friend Cal, who's on my multiplayer channel, 4Player Gamers, he mentioned tonight something about Epic Mickey that he's been wanting to play with us for a while, and it got me thinking, that would make a good remaster and a good game to bring over to the Switch. So that one's for Cal. That one's, you know, I don't know if it could happen. It's another weird Disney game, and it hasn't ever been re-released. So I could see that possibly happening someday. Might not be tomorrow, but it might be someday. There's also a chance that a new Warriors game will be revealed. Hyrule Warriors just came out 2019. No, 2020. I'm losing it. Came out 2020, and the DLC finally ended last year, so it might be time for a new announcement for a new Warriors game. Who knows what it'll be based on. Gonna continue with Nintendo and Xbox's working relationship real quick. I think that Psychonauts and Psychonauts 2 have a chance of showing up here. These are both great 3D platformers. I just got done playing them for the first time, you know, a couple months ago. I think that if they do a native port for both of them, they'll sell pretty well on the Switch. Switch is a good home for Raz and for Psychonauts. I think that would, you know, that'd be a great place to see it go. I also think it's likely that we'll get some kind of next level games announcement. It might be their next game that they're working on. I think it might just be a port of the Luigi's Mansion remake that came out on the 3DS going on 4 years ago. It was a really good remake, introduced Luigi to the world, and it got everybody, you know, prepped and ready for Luigi's Mansion 3. I think it might just be a simple port over, and it'll come out later this year. I also think it's semi-likely that we'll see Punch-Out 2 get remastered, or like Punch-Out Round 2, something like that. A lot of people have been talking about Punch-Out in the last, couple days as well. I would love to see Punch-Out come to the Switch. That was a really fun Wii game, and, it brought Punch-Out back, and it's already been 13-ish years since that game came out, so could see that happening. And then finally, I'm going to nail the last two big ones here for semi-likely: Mario Kart 9, Mario Kart 10, whatever you want to call it. This one's a little tricky, because I feel like they would want Mario Kart to be their big holiday game, but they also probably want Breath of the Wild to be their big holiday game. I don't think they're going to have both of them come out around the same time, because it'll probably jeopardize something for them. I don't know if they would do an October and then a November release for them. It's hard to say because of how Breath of the Wild, we don't know when that's coming out yet. I think once we know when Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, then we'll finally know when Mario Kart will come out as well. But there's a chance that we see it tomorrow. I am leaning more towards the not likely sign, but there's always a chance just because it's been rumored for so long now. So I'm giving it a fair chance, but not the biggest chance in the world. And then finally, my last big semi-likely prediction is Super Mario Odyssey 2. 2022 is seeming like the big year for sequels of games that came out in 2017. Mario Odyssey came out in 2017. I think that we'll get a tease for it. I don't think it'll be a huge reveal for Odyssey 2, but I think it will be kind of like the January Switch presentation trailer where you'll see a couple new locations. You'll see Mario. Hopefully they'll add in Luigi. I really hope they add in Luigi. But, just something to whet our appetite of Mario. And I think that the worlds will be a lot bigger. There will be a lot more to do, a lot more to collect. I don't know if it would be their second holiday title, because then you're balancing Odyssey, Mario Kart possibly, and Breath of the Wild. So one of them, I think, will fall into next year. And if it's any of them, it could be Odyssey 2 or Mario Kart. I think Zelda might just be a lock for this year, which a lot of people weren't, really thinking that it would be. But I have a feeling that they're going to try their best to put out Breath of the Wild this year. So I think Odyssey 2 will get revealed, just like Splatoon 3 got revealed last year. And, that will carry over into June and E3, and then, their fall direct, and then we'll get that next year. Alright, and then finally, we're going to do the big not likely section. So these, I don't think, have any chance of showing up tomorrow at all. I don't think we're going to see any Metroid Prime 4. They might give us an update on it. They might, they might pull a Aonuma from last February Direct, be like, yeah, it's still being developed. It's, progress is going smoothly. We'll have an update for you in June. But first, here's the trilogy, or here's Metroid Prime 1. I don't think it'll be smart for them just to do Metroid Prime 1 and then have 4 be something that they focus on in the future without doing 2 and 3. So I think that it could just be the trilogy again, which I sure hope so. Next, I don't think that we'll see Detective Pikachu 2 or the Detective Pikachu port to Switch that they announced a ungodly long time ago. It's been so long since they announced that thing. I still don't think it'll be shown tomorrow. Could, have a Pokemon Presents, and they'll announce it there, but I don't think it'll be something that they show tomorrow. I'll be really shocked if they do. Another thing that they definitely aren't going to show tomorrow is the Paper Mario remake that's been rumored for a while. I want this more than anything in the world, really, aside from Banjo and Sly 5. But it's way too early to show this. Fire Emblem's probably going to take Intelligent System spotlight for the next year or so. Paper Mario also just got released on the Switch Online service. So unless they're doing a remake of Paper Mario 64 and Thousand Year Door, this thing's not going to be shown until either way later this year or sometime next year. And even then, I think that's still kind of early for Paper Mario to come out again, because it's only been 2 years since Origami King, and it's only been 2 months since 64 went on the Switch 64 online service. I don't think Pikmin will be shown at all either. Another one of those games that, said was in development, but lost in the ether somewhere. There's also been rumors for Zelda Oracle of Ages and Seasons getting a remake with some content from the missing third game being put in it. Don't think this is happening either. I don't think that's going to be a thing until way after Breath of the Wild 2 comes out. I don't think that they're going to jeopardize Breath of the Wild 2 hype by putting out another brand new kind of Zelda game. F-Zero, the only thing we're going to see for F-Zero is on the 64 online service, and that's it, unless it's, something given to like a Next Level Games or a team that you wouldn't think would, take F-Zero. So I don't think there's not a big chance for F-Zero at all tomorrow, just like always. I don't think there's any chance for Smash Bros. To show up. It would just be silly if it did. Smash has ended. It wrapped up perfectly with Sora. I hope we just see Sakurai, I hope they do a skit with Sakurai and he's just laying on a beach, because that's what he deserves. I also don't think that there will be any Mario and Luigi games, since there hasn't been in a long time. I'll really be shocked if they do Mario and Luigi. I don't think that there will be any Mario sports games, since Golf just came out last year. Once again, that could be Next Level Games, project, Mario Strikers. I've never been a huge Strikers fan. I like the games, but, I want Sluggers. I think Sluggers is more of a possibility than Strikers, just because it's Bandai Namco. If they want to, give it back to them to develop it, I would really love to see that come back, but I don't think that's likely at all. I don't think Kid Icarus is likely, and I don't think Pokemon Legends Arceus DLC is likely. So that's about it. I've kind of hit every point that I wanted to hit here. I really hope this is a good direct. I feel like if you're not a fan of Fire Emblem or Xenoblade, it might be a little clogged. And that's just how it is sometimes. I hope we just get one of them. I hope it'll either be, just Xenoblade or just Fire Emblem, because a lot of people will just feel bogged down after that. But we do have 40 minutes, and hopefully there's some good stuff there. I think out of all the stuff I talked about, I think Earthbound's likely, which is crazy to say. I think Kirby Advanced Wars is a lock. I think GoldenEye is a lock, because it was teased last week that we could be hearing something about GoldenEye soon, or the world's favorite spy, whatever they said that way. Yeah. Mario movie, who knows? I think if it would be a smart idea to tease it tomorrow and then do the full trailer at Super Bowl. Depends on if Nintendo wants to fork out that kind of money. My personal hope, though, is that we'll see something from Breath of the Wild 2. I hope we get a title, and I hope we get a release window. I hope we get Mario Party DLC. Once again, don't know if that's going to happen, but that's my hope. And then I hope we get Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD. Those are just my 3 big things that I want to see happen. And then if they throw in Mario Odyssey too, that'd be nice as well. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below, what you want to see pop up at today's Nintendo Direct. I know I've been babbling like an idiot for a long time, so yeah, just let me know what you guys want to see in the comments below, and then also check out my multiplayer channel, 4Player Gamers, where we will probably be doing a reaction to the Direct, and we'll put it up on our podcast soon after. So if you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below what you want to see, and I will see you guys very soon. Thanks for watching.